Harris Price, excuse me. So we're going to start off with comments from Richmond Seahawks fans.
Okay. Once again, I think this is the 14th straight year we've been able to come down and compete against the Lady Vols and their world-class program. Every year we've been coming down here for the last 4 years in particular. We really want to try to be more competitive than it had been in years past when we were getting beat by 80 and 90 points. And we're an offensive-minded team. Thought we did a pretty good job of that in the first half. Obviously, the second half, Tennessee came out with a completely different mindset, and we turned it over way too much. Gave up a lot of uncontested points off of turnovers, and I think it was 37-14 in that third quarter margin. And at that point, it kind of stretched things out, and I think we just kind of got wore out. Our kids fought really hard in the first half, but I think that once we got in that second half, once you push on bigger bodies and your attention to detail has to be so high on the offensive end to where you're stepping the passes, making sharp passes, that kind of thing, that eventually we just got wore down, and Tennessee kind of took it to us there in the second half.
We'll go ahead and open up the floor for questions. If you need a microphone, please raise your hand and we'll have one passed to you.
That second half, do you think the difference was mostly what Tennessee was doing that they weren't doing in the first half, or was it a case of your play falling off?
I don't want to say that they picked up their intensity, but I think we have to take some of the credit that our passes weren't as sharp. We made some ill-advised turnovers. Obviously, we weren't getting back very good in defensive transition, and with a team like them, even though they scored 52 points in the first half, once they kind of got going and got more comfortable, you got 4 freshmen out there too that had that first game, maybe had first game jitters in the first half, but they turned it on in the second half, and a lot of credit goes to them, but I think we shot ourselves in the foot as well.
Harris, I know last year Coach wanted you to score the basketball more when you had those open opportunities. Obviously, you did that today. Was that part intentional, or was it just something that just happened naturally on the floor?
I think this whole preseason, I've been working more on my game. Last year, I was struggling, getting into the system and learning everybody and their role. So, this preseason, I've really been focusing on my game and how I can contribute to the team more. So, I think that's always part of the game plan, is to do the best you can.
Coach, this is a totally different Tennessee team. Jamie Nard, of course, and Mercedes Russell, but nobody really knew what to expect, obviously, out of these 4 freshmen, knowing they would start one at point guard. How does Tennessee look different to you this season than, say, last season when it was a much more veteran squad?
All of the freshmen really look good to me. To pick one out in particular, I thought Hayes played phenomenal. We've got Harris, who's really, really quick point guard, and we didn't go to zone because that wasn't really what we wanted to do. But she took it to the rim, and she really surprised me. I knew she was a great player. She's going to be a phenomenal player, as fast as she is, as quick as she is, and as well as she can finish around the rim. I think they just did a great job.
Coach, there's going to be plenty of teams that come in here that are pretty happy being down by 10 at halftime. What did you say to your team coming into the locker room?
We're probably more happy that we scored 42 points than anything. Obviously you can be disappointed by giving up 52 points in the first half, being down 10. We've kind of been in that scenario before, so we kind of tried to remind them, let's try to keep the game competitive as long as we can. And then as soon as we came up, we missed a couple of things there early. They got points off turnovers, and got that 14-point lead, and then it's kind of downhill from there. They got happy, and that's when good teams get happy and things start going their way, it can be bad for the other team, and I think that's what happened there in the third quarter.
Any other questions?
For Jekka, is that pronounced? What do you take out of a game like this? The first thing that jumped out, you had success on the boards against a very big Tennessee front line. What do you take away from your play in a game like this?
I think it's a good start to our season because we know after this game we're set. We're not going to have to face anyone like that. So I think it's a really good opportunity for us to come together as a team and have to face that adversity as we move into our season of conference games.
Any other questions? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck.